So today's session, we're going to be talking about how to use technology in your delivery. So please, if you can, just mute your mics for now. However, there will be a chance to get involved and get engaged in the session. So challenge today, okay? Obviously, technology is something that pushes the boundaries. I need us as a team, whoever's on the line today, to really think creatively today. I want you to think like there is no box. I want you to think about actually, let's push away from the norm. Let's push away everything that we think we should be doing, and actually let's look outside the box a little bit and try and come out of this in the next 45 minutes with a few more ideas, a few more opportunities to improve the expectations for what you deliver and also the experience for the children you deliver to. So quick little thinking task just to get you engaged as to why I'm asking this question. Okay, so as I said at the start, I want you to think outside the box, and I want you to think now, actually, it's the questions we ask ourselves. So we can ask how we can use technology in our lessons. I'm going to be going through some different questions and getting us to really think about it, but it does need your input today. So I know it's near the end of the week, but I know looking down the list of who's attending, there's some real quality in the group today that I've worked with in the past. So you're going to be able to raise your game today and share them information. So I want you to imagine, we can all imagine that it's September 2020. We're going back into a new school year. Okay, you're going to be going to your first group because at the moment, obviously, you're probably on split timetables. It's not quite as it normally would be. So I want you to imagine now going into a new year, new curriculum, new year with a group. That's what we're going to be thinking about for the next 35 minutes. So the first thing I did ask, if you can go to menti.com, and I just want you to go onto there. Code is 75456. Once you're there, I want you to answer the first question for me. So we need to know our audience, and this is the reason. Just need to go to menti.com. The code is 75456. Now I know there's more than 5 people on the call, so that's good. We'll give it a couple of minutes. I'll put the link in the chat if you need it. So how many children own a mobile phone by the age of 7 years old? Oh, a lot are going towards the 53. Couple on the 5%. $27 on the call at the moment, so I'll be looking for more than the 9 we've got. Okay. Okay, still going. We've got 13 logged in. Good stuff. Oh, 21% is taking over. Let's keep going. Let's get your last final answers in so we can see. If you can't log in, just stick it in the chat box. So how many children own a mobile phone by the age of 7 years old? Is it 5%, 21% or 53%? If you're not sure, stick it in. Okay. I would like to say that 5 people are right out of the 13 that joined in. So we've got 53%. So that's 53% of UK children own a mobile phone at the age of 7 years old. We need to know our customers. We need to know that they can use technology pretty easily. If any of you have got younger sisters, brothers, daughters, sons, nephews, nieces, you will know when they pick up your mobile phone or their tablet, they're pretty nifty on it. And we need to know that because we need to have trust in the children. Next question then. How many children own a mobile phone by the age of 11? Is it 69, 76, 90? Okay. So 11 years old, we're going with 90. We've got 176.2. Or put it in the, if you can't get on Menti, put it in the box. There's more people on than there is taking part. 69, we've got 2, 76.2, we've got 2, and 11, we've got 90. I'll give it 20 more seconds to overcome the awkward silence. Okay, right. I would like to say the 11 that went for 90 are right. So we're working with 11-year-olds in our schools, year 6. 9 in 10, so only 1 of the 10 children will not own a mobile phone by the age of 10 years old. However, they would have been using a mobile phone. I could probably guarantee, whether it's parents, older brothers, sisters, they will know how to use one. It's important. Why do we put that in? Because we need to now know the audience we're working with is different to what we had before. Okay, so a couple of real, quite powerful pictures there. So previously, it was ask mum if you don't believe me. Now it's Google it if you don't believe me. And that's the world we're living in now. The playground's been replaced with a virtual one. And we need to know that. So when we're working in our schools, when we're working with technology, we need to have the faith and the confidence that some of these things that we want to bring in can be used very easily by children. But if we don't think about that confidence, we're not going to get there. Now I'm going to have one more question. What's changed on there? In the chat box, what's changed in a playground? This is a picture from 1937, school in London on the left-hand side. This is a picture of today. What's changed?
Groups are separated. So it was one big group in 1937, where there's smaller groups today.
It might just be that I've chose my maypole picture on the left-hand side. But good observation. Has anything changed in the actual playground, the surface, the environment we're working in? Not a trick question. Has it changed or is it the same? What do you think, James?
Well, that's what I thought, but
what do you think of the playgrounds you're working in?
They're all still playing, aren't they?
Yeah. So we look around the world outside of education, outside of PE. Look at cars. Do they look different from 1937 to 2020? Very.
Yeah.
We look at technology on computers. Look at the first computer probably in the 1960s. It was the size of a room. Now it's the size of can go in your pocket. What about playgrounds? What about classrooms? What about halls? They're not changing. And this is what we need to do as activity professionals coming into the school. We can bring that energy. We can give that lease of life, that we can actually change the environment for the children. We've already talked about working with 2 different groups now. The children of the generation we're working with now are changing. Okay, they're technology savvy. The school environment is not keeping up with that. So we as activity professionals need to think about how we can push them boundaries to really improve and engage them children in wanting to learn and enrich what they're doing. Okay, and we're going to do that through 3 ways today. Has anyone come across this before? Head, heart, hands. Thumbs up, thumbs down in the chat box if you come across head, heart, hands. Sorry, Sabby, let's play, and I've seen that yet. See that in the chat box on my phone. James, yeah, come across head, heart, hands. Anybody else? Thumbs down for George. Jasmine, no. Yeah, Libby, Ben, no. Matt, no. Okay. So when we're teaching, we need to be working with these head, heart, hands thoughts. We need to be thinking about how we're going to engage the head. So how are we going to make sure that they know what and why they're doing? How are we going to engage the heart? How are we going to motivate them to actually want to do it and want to come back? And then we also work on the hand. How are we going to give them skills and tools to be actually doing it? So if we take a football match, for example, what's the head? What's the reason? What's the tactics? What's the rules they need to know? What's the motivation? Why do they want to go and get muddy and wet on a field playing with 11 people against 11 other people going to kick them with a ball coming at them at 100 miles an hour? We need to get that motivation. We need to know that. And what skills do they need to know? How do we need to teach control? How do we need to teach how to pass a ball, how to dribble with a ball? And this is what we need to be thinking about now when we're working in our sessions. We're not going to go into it too deep today, but we're going to look at it through technology. So how can we engage the head using technology? How can we engage the heart of a child using technology? And how can we engage the hand, the skills, the tools using technology? So I do, and it's going to be really awkward silence if we don't get involved. I do need you guys now to get involved. So these are what we need to be teaching through the head. So what technology is out there, thinking outside the box, taking it outside the school playground, outside the classroom, outside the gates? What other technology we have around that we can use to improve the knowledge of a child, the understanding of why they're doing it, how we can analysis what the actual game is, how can we give feedback, how can we give rules? So who's on? There's loads of people that I've worked with before that I know will be more than confident. Whiteboards, iPads, video, brilliant. So how, James, how are we going to use a whiteboard to get the head part?
You could write down what they're seeing, so what somebody's doing well, what they could do better, etc. Yeah,
so those learners that learn through written or visual, we can get that through on the iPad. Yeah, we can. When would you use that? What part of your lesson? Do you use the whiteboards now?
Use the whiteboards during the lesson. Mainly, I want to try and work on using the video and stuff as well.
Okay.
So
and do you find sometimes when we're using it for the sake of using it, or is it actually a benefit to the lesson? Because when I've worked in schools a while ago now, visual stimulus was a big thing that was mentioned about when I go around and observe at the moment. Visual stimulus is on our assessment. However, people seem to do it as a tick box. Oh, I've got the iPads out today, or I've got the stopwatches out. But actually, it's not enriching the lesson. So how do we really enrich it? What else can we use to get that? How can we give feedback?
You watch it back and get their own feedback. So what did you think you did well? What could have done better? So pairing them up, working in groups of smaller groups, like 3s and 1-person video, 1 person giving the instruction stuff.
Brilliant. Yeah. So it's then giving some responsibility. So you've hit number 5 as well. Charlie O, have we got a mic? So it's not just me. What else have we got, Charlie? Pair and share. So what do we mean by that, mate? What would we use technology for that? What could you use? It's a good answer, and I like it in teaching. I use pair and share. I also use tag, where they talk, ask, give. So go and see a partner, talk to them about something you've learned. give some feedback about what they can do, and then ask them a question. So talk, ask, give. I've done the A and G the wrong way around, but that's how it works. Anything else? What could we do to actually back that pair and share up with using technology, mate? Anything? What evidence can we gather?
What they've done well, what they can see from their partners or their groups have done well, what they need to improve on, so the strengths and weaknesses.
Pictures, could we use visual pictures? Could we have an iPad with actually the correct, the information? Yeah?
Like cue card things.
Cue card on when children come into the at the start when they're changing to set the tone for the session.
Yeah.
Yeah, so YouTube's your best friend. When you come into the classroom, I used to use the London 2012 videos. There used to be 90-second videos of every sport. So if I was teaching bocce, I'd get that on when they were changing. So it explained the rules, it explained the game, it explained the tactics, and it was 90 seconds. Once they'd done that, they then spoke to the person quietly next to them, like Charlie said, about giving feedback, watching the video they've just done while changing. So I've engaged them from literally the moment they walk into the session. Okay, right, we're going to. How can we engage the heart? How can we build that motivation, that confidence, that effort? So you guys are all probably now almost on lockdown, I suppose, apart from the hour or whatever exercise you can have a day. How are you getting that effort and resilience to keep going? What are you using? There must be technology that's out there helping you, thinking outside the classroom. What have we got? And I apologise if there's anything in the chats. I can't always see that. So you might need to help me with some discussions on your microphone. What can we do? Anyone use any reward systems online in your schools?
The dojo system school has.
Yeah, sorry, who's that? I apologise.
Libby.
Hi, Libby. Is it Libby from Norfolk?
That is, yeah.
Ah, sorry, Libby.
Right.
Yeah. So you said dojo points?
Yeah.
Yeah. So could you explain that to everybody?
Yeah. So some schools have on their computers a dojo system. So all the children have like an avatar, and you can award dojos for different things like leadership, like being kind and trying their best. And you can also take dojos away as well.
Yeah, and it's free, isn't it, to start with? If your school hasn't got it, you can download it for the first kind of rewards part. I don't think the homework setting and the like spring and grab and stuff that you can do, but actually it's worth Googling class dojo points. That's a good one. Anything else? What do we need to build? What else can we use?
House points.
House points. How can they be technology? This is where I'm asking the question for us to think outside the box. What can we do? You need that.
Right.
So what could we have?
An online portal.
So, yeah, online portal with like a daily graph or daily kind of competition ranking. I'm sure there's loads of free systems out there where you can show a score online virtually. What will that do?
Give them confidence and reward for effort.
What do you reckon 100% of the children this week, when they're sitting at home, have done some sort of online? What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Play games. Who gamifies their lessons? Who has level up points in their lessons? Brilliant. Well done. You've now leveled up. You're level 7 today. Who does that? Anybody?
No.
Yeah, I set levels with I work in an autistic school.
Yeah.
Keep them engaged. I set different levels of the game for them to complete. So they've got level 1 is these rules, and then level 2 they've got to go up the ladder and complete level 2, and then keep on working, because they're all obsessed with like Pokemon or Mario, and all they do is watch videos of games online. So I sort of tried to keep them engaged with setting a gamification game where they had levels to complete, and you try to pull in inspiration from like Mario and Pokemon into those levels, and then I set them up like a score sheet using like a controller as that. to try.
Mate, that's awesome. Who?
Nice.
Ben, cheers for that. That's really, really helpful, especially working with autistic children as well. Tasks are to get them engaged as well, because if you just went, right, task 1, you're going to do this, task 2, you're going to do this, task 3, is that going to engage the children? No. So by using that technology, using that experience you know of the children, what their relationship is with them games, Mario, Pokemon, it's a win-win. But you've got to put the effort in. You've got to go that step out of your comfort zone and say, actually, what can I do to make my lessons outstanding? What can I do? What can I add? What can I be looking at? Just making sure you'll be on games this week. You'd have played games, which you could then take into the classroom and build that. We've seen games, we've seen warm-up games like Connect 4 being put into an actual real-life warm-up. There's loads of things you can do, but the problem is when we go into that school classroom, we get sucked into what's always done. What we always do is what we always do, and then unfortunately we always get what we always get, and we need to push outside the boundaries. We're going to use technology, and we're going to engage, and we're going to bring that visual stimulus, and we're going to bring that connection with the children. We need to go outside the box because we're dealing with a different group of children to even 10 years ago. So it's really important. So the last one then, this should be your easiest one. What can we do to improve their physical ability, their competitiveness, their technique? So think about high-level athletes now. What are they using technology for? Why can't we bring that into the classroom? What have we got? And I will just check the chat box, but anything else? What have we got? Who uses iPads to flip cams to film children? So gymnastics. Who shows a child what their actual forward roll looks like when they're rolling to the right? Who's done that? Anybody?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. Is it if they actually see it for real life, can they understand it easier than you trying to explain it?
Yeah. If they see another child do it or somebody else, they know they can do it as well.
Yeah. Anybody use slow-mo so you can really slow it down? You can go Jamie Carragher on it if you want to and start putting dots and lines of making sure they're going in the right direction if you wanted to. It's a real benefit, which most schools have got now, but we're not using them because we probably don't have the confidence that children can use them. But going back to our stats, 53% at the age of 7, so before they even really start Key Stage 2, are already used to using the mobile phone. It's 1 in 2. So it's half your class. Give them an iPad, give them a tablet and say, use this. They're going to be able to use it. But we don't have the confidence. We don't have the confidence of pushing ourselves out there because we stick to what we know. And that's great, but we're always going to just get busy, happy, good sessions. Whereas actually, if we push the boundaries, we might fail once, we might then succeed twice. And we keep going forward. And no one's going to come in as a premier assessor or your school if you're trying something out of the box that's engaging that child you can't engage because you've got the right intentions to do it. No one's going to tell you off. Okay? So I think I'm going to show you one more video now. We're going to show this video, and this is going to hopefully open your mind to the potential that you can do in your sessions. Okay? We've covered some ideas. I know it's hard to really think outside and think, actually, how can we bring it into the room? We're in someone else's school. I'm going to show you now the ways you can use technology. So this is a great little video, which I can share the link after, that will show you an amazing way of using technology in your lessons.
All right, so today we are going to be doing mostly shooting stations. We'll have some passing stations. We're using some technology. Over here behind me, directly behind me, where you can see there's going to be some passing stations where they're throwing balls at moving targets. Using some music. We're going to be using a timer. In the corner, all the way in the back corner, they're going to be shooting some foul shots, and they're going to be using some video delay so they can watch themselves actually shoot and what kind of form they're using, if they're using good form. And then up here, up front, we're going to be using the smart board just for some warm-up, or not warm-up activities, but some review activities, and then they'll be doing a fitness activity on the smart board also. Okay, what were the 3 different types of passes? What was one of them? Overhead pass, chest pass, and bounce pass. And you guys are my superstars here because I've got JP. All right, here we go. So we talked about here, and I've kind of taken them and turned them into some gifts here. Okay, so they're repeating. So we've got our bounce pass. Remember, we push the ball from our chest, okay, downward over 2/3 of the way there, okay, and they're going to bounce and go to your partner. We have our chest pass, okay, we're the same motion, except for now the ball is going from your chest to your partner's chest, and then we have our overhead pass down here at the bottom, okay, ball's over your head, it's going from over your head to over your partner's head. If you've been here since Dobie's Bridge start, the first year I talked about reaching into the cookie jar. All right, remember, reach into that cookie jar and pull you out a cookie. All right, so we want to remember these beef when you're doing your shooting today. Now, there's going to be a station that you guys are going to be videotaping yourselves or seeing yourself on videotape. So think beef, okay? Do I have balance? Do I have my eyes on my target? Is my elbow bent and facing my target? Okay, did I follow through? And those are the things that you can look for when you are working on your shooting stations. All right, so we got right here, and we're going to hit play, and it's going to tell me what I need to do. So blue. Oh, I can do that. Blue. All right, now it's going to say red, yellow. All right, red, yellow. Okay, green, red, yellow. Okay, wait. Green, red, yellow. All right, cardio there. If you would really like to, you can then take this and turn it into a push-up. Okay, and sit like this. And do the same thing. Say it was green, red, yellow. You could go green, red, yellow, and then stay in that push-up position. So you can do jumping, or you may do the push-up position. There we go. All right, so basketball comes across. I aim for the basketball. Maybe another one that comes across. I missed that one. Stepping towards your target, pushing from your chest. There it is. You hit the screen, hit this projector. It's okay. It's not going to hurt it. All right, bounce there. Now, after you do that, okay, you're going to pick up all the balls, bring them back, put them in the bucket. So as a group, you're doing that, and then it's going to come up here and it'll say 3, 2, 1, and then the next person's going to go. Now, there are 3 different rounds of this. So the first couple rounds will be the basketballs going back and forth. Then we've got some different characters that are going to go back and forth. All right, and then it'll be some people that you might know from our school that are spinning around on here. All right, I'm going to turn that off so that you guys pay attention, okay? Balance, eyes on target, okay? I've got my elbow facing my target here, okay? I'm going to jump and shoot, okay? I missed. It's okay, all right? You're going to take the ball, give it to your partner. After you do that, you're going to walk over here. This is on about a 15-second delay, so then I'm going to look here. I can look at myself. I'm talking. There we go, and I shoot. Looks like I did everything right, okay? And now I can go back and get in line. Okay, so that's so that you can see what you're doing. Because sometimes when you are actually doing the skill, you might think you're doing something, but you're not really, maybe you're not. So now you can see yourself doing it and say, oh, I need to follow through. Or I need to point my elbow towards my target. No. GT, not saying anything, but it's just a GT. PowerPoint. It's Google Slides, and it's just replaying. Yeah. Wait till he's done with all 4, guys. So that's our principal. That's our assistant principal. That's me. And there's our logo. There you go. Not every day you get to do that, huh? Sometimes I set this timer up to. Sometimes I set it up to the actual screen up there, and it would play up there, and they could see it. But right now I'm just running it in my pocket so they can see that. But yeah, it's kind of a timer that will run the stations, and it runs by. So I don't forget to rotate the stations. A lot of times, if you don't use something like this, you'll be going and you'll be talking to a student, working with a student. Yep, and you'll have somebody going on a station for 8 minutes and then going for a station on like 2 minutes. So it's good. Seconds Pro. Yeah, it's a great. I use it for field day. I use it for stations. We do a workout after school. I set it up as a kind of a circuit timer. Use it for just about anything. So right now I'm running my music from the watch to a speaker behind the smartboard over there, and I can just play the music whenever I want it to go. I can adjust the volume. If I want to take the volume all the way down, I can. I can pull it back up if I want to. Pause, change the song, anything I want to do with it. Okay, everything from your station except for the passing station here. Don't touch anything with the cords and the smartboard or the projector. If you have other stuff at your station like spots or cones or something like that, put it all in your bucket. Walk one person, walk the bucket to the door. Everybody else walk and line up.
Okay. So in the box then, what are our thoughts on that video? Did it open your eyes to some ideas? And I'm not saying you've got to do them all in every session, but is it open what the potential is out there, stuff you can use, stuff you could potentially embed into your session sometimes when needed to engage and enrich? Anyone care to share? Cheers, Martin. Okay, some ideas you can implement in your schools. I'm not saying you have to do it every lesson. You wouldn't run a circuit like that every lesson, but if there's children that perhaps you need to get engaged in a different way, there's some great ideas there that are going to bring it into your session using technology. And that's literally just scraping the surface of what we're going to see. Okay, technology is going to be coming fast. The only thing that we're worried about, or I'm worried about, is it doesn't really get into the school. It doesn't get into the classroom or the coaching environment. If you look at a playground, like we said, or a classroom or a school hall, it's no different. 100 years on, it's still the same. And we need to make sure that now we can bring that and we can engage in a different way. So I appreciate your time today. Hopefully that's made you think about different ideas you can do, whether that's now and in your situation, you're going into schools now to engage with people, whether that's, like we said, when we get to September 2020 and the school kicks off in the new year, okay, we're back to normal, and you say, actually, I'm going to plan in an ICT into my sessions. I'm going to do it here, week 4. I'm going to do it here. We're going to build up to this session. We're going to film our dance at the end of 6 weeks, and we're going to analyze on week 7. We're going to really slow it down, and they're going to do a whole piece on how their performance worked in timings and what we can do. Okay, but unfortunately no one's going to give you the answers because every class is going to be different. It's no different to picking up a lesson plan. You now need to go and find that version of a lesson plan in technology. So I could have come here and give you loads of things to actually take away and implement, but it's going to be different for every school. So I just wanted to make sure your eyes and ears are open all the time when you're out there in the world and you see different things. Can we bring them into the classroom?